there's every incentive for women to get into engineering. They just choose
not to.
It's
That's
a
why
choice,
in the
ladies.
island, there's a choice for a woman to be the top dog of all those people that are out there trying to survive, and she probably can do it better than a man.
You're still on this?
Yes.
Bruh, like...
Take me to an island. I'm going to survive.
You will not, because, ladies, the reason why, simply put, the reason why you won't survive without men is because there's going to be other men that are going to fuck you up and take your resources. Do you not understand that?
Oh, so the man's going to fuck me up?
Yeah,
like the Hunger
No, I'm going to
Games.
fuck him up. What the fuck?
Like the Hunger Games.
Who the hell?
You do realize, you said you're 31, right?
You said that a man's going to fuck me up?
Okay, you're 31, right?
No.
You're a grown woman. You're
Se
an
me
adult.
sale la cubana, ¿ok?
Myran.
Y nos fajamos.
Okay, you're a grown woman. You're an
He's gonna
adult,
fuck
right?
me up, guys. Yes, I am an adult.
Okay, you do realize that like a 13-year-old boy will physically dominate you, right?
Negative. He could be feminine. Like, you dudes are born feminine sometimes and sissified. Is that boy going to come and beat me?
If I take a healthy...
And there's nothing wrong with that.
If I take a healthy, able-bodied 13-year-old boy...
Oh, a 13-year-old boy is going to fight me.
He's going to fuck you up physically. Yes, he will.
That is your opinion.
And it's not an opinion. Ladies, you guys... Hold on. Let's use some common sense here. Do you guys realize that there's a reason why there's a WNBA and an NBA? Do you realize there's a reason why there's MMA for men versus women? Men versus men and women versus women. There's a reason why they differentiate the sexes. Men,
Things
whether
are
you like it or
changing
not,
now. It's pretty gender neutral.
men are physically superior to women. I don't care what you guys say.
Physically. That's it.
Biologically, that's true.
Physically. We are physically superior to you. So if you fight a 13-year-old boy that's able-bodied, he's going to fuck you up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And here's the thing. This is how I know that we live in such a civilized world. We live in such a crazy civilized world that women forget the carnage that men are capable of. And that's as a boy. This is not a grown man. So if you take women by themselves with no men, the men are going to come in, they're going to invade, and they're going to either kill you off or turn you into slaves. The only reason women are able to exist is because they have men protecting them from other men that want to conquer. Men conquer. It's been that way since the beginning of time. You look at the military, predominantly men. Why? Why has it been since the beginning of, U.S. history almost? We just let women into infantry, which was a big mistake, by the way. But why? Because women are not suited for war. Period. You guys are not. I mean, you guys weren't really even able to enter the workforce until we gave you guys tampons. And men invented that too, by the way. So...
Great invention.
Yeah, like a lot of the conveniences and things you enjoy, these modern conventions, were created by men to make your life easier. And if men did not create them, you guys would have a really tough time living the lives that you live now. So it's like, and this is a fact. This isn't me just talking shit.
Were you there when the guy created it, or maybe there was a woman there helping him, giving him ideas too?
Yeah, I mean, it's true
then
that men take credit
a lot
for
of
a lot of
men
women
have ideas and run with it.
Like 99% of inventions were made by men. That's a fact.
Or did
You
the
weren't
man,
there,
or did
so
the
you
man
can't say
take
it's a
credit
fact.
for it? Because that's...
If you look
Google.
at every
Google.
if you
We'll
look
tell
at
you.
every major
Duck, duck,
invention,
Google it.
wasn't there
it was
either.
made by men.
Don't Google. They decide what.
There's books,
This is
literature.
this is
Girl,
a
Google
fact.
it. Just
Like, this
look
is
at
a
the
fact.
patent,
by
girl. It's the
man-made.
patent.
Like this
Patent's
is not
there.
my feelings. This is not me just talking shit. This is a fact. A majority of the inventions, like 99%, were made by men.
Many women made inventions too.
Name one.
If they
Name one female
were
inventor.
if they let them freaking
No,
invent.
just name
stuff.
one.
Exactly.
Name one.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck. But
You're just arguing to argue, man.
No.
We're like.
oh
listen,
God, you sound like my boyfriend.
No, because you're
Just
making,
arguing to argue.
You
why
are,
you're not
you are
married.
arguing to argue. You are at this point because I
No,
literally
I just
stated
feel like
facts.
a lot of the things you just said were opinions, and like
What was an opinion? Please tell me what was an opinion.
Which part?
that a 13-year-old can kick my ass. Like
I mean, I've
I
seen it in
got
real life.
muscles, motherfucker.
13-year-old's ass.
Shit.
Boot him in the throat.
He's shaking his head like.
The point I'm trying to make is that men are physically superior to women.
But just because they're
Okay, that's a
physically
point.
superior
I
doesn't
give you
mean
that
that
one.
women are not like brain superior, because
No,
you're
we have our
saying,
strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I'll
Because
end on
you're
my
saying
friend.
like all these potential situations when we're like in the island, whatever. But we're, as you said, we're in a civilized world, right? So you know that like the potential for like us to go into war right now is kind of small, right? Because people are like,
Yeah, I mean, do you see what's going on?
yeah, but I mean, like, we're not gonna go
China
into
not
World
playing no
War
more.
III, Like, I mean, I don't know, but like,
I don't know. Train us
And
while
that's the
we're
problem.
6.
Hold on, and that's the problem. Y'all don't know.
Why is
Like
that the
y'all
problem?
don't know. Like we're not gonna go to war. It's very probable that we can go into war, but
it's
I'm
not
not
a
gonna get.
man versus woman war.
I'm not
though.
going to get
You
into
can
that
train
conversation.
us.
But the point I'm trying to make is that if you were the leader of a country, okay, and you had the choice to put 20,000 male soldiers or 20,000 female soldiers to fight in the front lines, what are you picking? And your country's survival depends on it. Are you putting the women or the men?
I'm putting the men.
PhD?
I don't know. I'm not putting.
I'm
putting the men. Y'all can go.
Country's,
kill yourself.
country's
Count
livelihood
down,
depends on this front line. Who are you putting? The men or the women?
Look, I feel like the man was born physically stronger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. But let's say if we was, I know
moving
women
on.
are smart.
Are you putting the men or the women?
Nah.
I'm gonna put the biggest and not the ones that aren't the most strategic, but I would want the men because typically they are physically.
Are you putting the men or the women?
I'm putting the men.
Are you putting the men or the women?
Yeah, I'll put them in.
I'll put the men, but that doesn't mean a woman can
Okay,
be doing
okay,
the
next.
strategy.
Yeah.
Up in
Men or women?
strategy.
You don't want me to go
Grip.
there.
Somebody protect me, please.
It's like, yo, because, and the reason why y'all pick the men is because all the marbles are on the table. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Am I saying that the women are not capable of going to fight? Sure, they can go and fight, but the probability of them getting fucked up is significantly higher. And
But it's a probability.
But see, that's the problem.
Way
'cause I
higher, if
feel-
anything.
I feel like
Merch.
you think because women are less strong physically, that means that like they cannot like live without a man or whatever. And I feel like that's not true, Like, and what you need to understand is that you can cry, but like you need to understand that women and men are made to be complementary or whatever the word is in English. And you cannot be like putting one against the other just on the basis like
He's
that.
not, though. No, but
I feel
look
like
at
you're
March.
saying that men
problem
can
is
live
that's the
without
problem you
women
feel.
and women
That's the
can
problem
live
you
without
feel.
a man. And that's not where this is going.
Okay,
Like,
let me
literally.
make this very clear because that's the problem you feel and you're not listening. I simply said women cannot survive without men. It's only in modern day times that women can do it.
That
That's
is
all I
an
said.
opinion. That's an opinion.
To an
That is a
extent.
fact.
To an extent.
That
I
is a
disagree.
fact.
To an
Okay.
extent.
Have you ever seen Hunger Games though?
Have you ever met a woman who's never?
Have you ever seen a
needed
single
a man
mother?
their whole life till
It's
the
a show.
time they
No, no,
born
no.
I've
till
never
they
seen
die?
Wonder Woman.
You're going too far. Have you ever seen those survival game when like they have to build
Naked
strategies?
and Afraid?
And it's always the person building the strategies that stay longer than the fit person?
Right.
Like what do you say about that?
Mind over
Because you were
matter.
talking about islands.
Just gave you an example of that. They did that already. They put women and men. It's called Survivor Bear Grylls. Okay? They put the women on an island. They put the men on an island. Within days, the crew had to come in and rescue the women because they could not make fire. They could not clean the water. They couldn't get food. They couldn't
picked
build
white
shelters.
women
They
back in
probably-
reality.
They
They
probably chose some
Wait,
better
hold on,
men.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Stop interrupting, please. I will let you say your piece. And then the men, within days, had to clean water, food, everything, because men made a hierarchy. They divided and conquered, and they did what they had to do, and they didn't need the staff to come in and help them. The women, on the other hand, were gonna die, bro. Like, the argument simply is without modern day conventions, which we have now that women enjoy because of men, right? Women cannot survive without men. Period. The fact that you guys are even able to sit here on this podcast and say the crazy things that you're saying right now is because it's being defended by men right now.
But men can't
I
survive
will
without women.
Do you think that men
Incorrect.
were appointed into
Men-
that
men?
position to be able to do
Incorrect. Men can survive without women. We cannot propagate a society without you guys.
I've seen some episodes of Naked and Afraid where the girl outlasted the guy, and the guy had to get kicked off the island, and the girl lasted the full time. Just saying, it's possible.
Ladies,
possible.
we need to
Matters.
get out of it's possible versus probable. Okay,
Yeah.
Probable.
Like-
well, you were
like-
saying it's factual. Like it's gonna happen. And
Like,
there's
what
different
I'm saying,
scenarios.
I like to go off of probabilities and not possibilities. Is it possible that a woman can outlast a man surviving in an island where there's dire resources? Potentially. But if I had 100 guys on an island and 100 women on an island, there's a way higher probability that those dudes are going to survive and not them women. The women are probably going to fall victim to the circumstances of nature and everything else like that because women cannot manipulate. They don't have the physical strength. They don't have the height, the bone density, the endurance to do what men do. And if y'all really think you do, why do we have two separate sets of sports? Why do women not compete with men in everything?
I don't know.
Why
Right now,
is-
sports
First
are
of all, this is a
there's men.
Do you live on
government
planet
ran
Earth?
by men.
There's no
Exactly.
Of
sport
course,
that has
they
men and
already
women
divided
together.
us.
Y'all do what y'all want.
From
Y'all
the
say
start.
what y'all want.
We- no, no, no. If you
Trans
actually look-
women are entering
And they're
women
destroying
games.
you guys.
Yeah, they're showing
Thank
you
you.
guys. Yeah.
But
They're destroying you
we're
guys.
gender neutral right now. You can't tell a woman that she can't beat up a guy or like climb a tree or build a
Men are
fire.
getting pregnant now.
This is where you're wrong.
Are you seeing
It
sports
becomes
today?
an
Hold on.
opinion.
Are you living on Earth right now? Do you not know that they've allowed women, they've allowed trans men into female sports, and they're literally destroying
You're
women?
fucking
But
them
it's
up.
what I'm
true.
telling you. You're telling me
Speaking
that
to penis,
Because
please.
y'all men
sports
decided
are
to do
different
that.
and that men aren't in women's sports and women in men's sports. Right now, we're just transitioning into something where we're gender neutral and we're doing things that men are doing, and men are doing things that women are doing. So
Do you not?
it's an opinion.
It's an opinion.
Shake your head. Where do you not understand me?
You're not making sense. I'm simply saying men are physically superior to women. You prove my point. Well, women are competing against men. Yes, these men are being castrated, taking drugs, and still fucking women up. Because they're still men. They still have some level of testosterone, even though it's being suppressed. Did you watch like a couple
Some
weeks
women
ago?
are beating those men.
No,
No.
the trans
not.
men
They're
are
not.
killing the women.
They're not at all.
The women are literally complaining. We need to get these guys out of our sports. They're taking away the scholarships. It's not fair. You want to know why it's not fair?
It definitely isn't
they're
fair.
men. They're men. Women are women. Men are men. Women cannot compete with men. Even a man that is mediocre, that has estrogen pumping in him, can still destroy a woman. Literally, a couple weeks ago, an MMA fighter, a guy, trans, destroyed a woman, and there was a lot of controversy. I'm telling you, like
The
you're proving my
association
point.
doesn't believe that's true, which is why the men are in the sports to begin with, because they think that what you just said is not true. And that's why they allow the men to be in the sport with the woman, because they think they're equal. So everyone has their own
But they're
opinion.
not.
But they're not. Though.
Okay, well,
And it's
who's
being
to say
proven.
you? I mean, come on.
I mean, that's
The
proving
results show it.
That's proving the point that if a man compete with a woman, with a lady, he would beat her ass.
Yo, chat.
So it's proving the
That's
point.
not
In
every
some
time.
instances, not
am I
every
crazy?
instant.
In some, because I go to a UFC gym and there's plenty times women beat the hell out of men and they walk out
Hello.
crying. Okay,
I'm
I
squatting
don't know
more
what you're
than
talking
boy.
about.
What?
I don't know what
I'm
you're
squatting
talking about.
more.
Yo,
Are you crazy? These legs got more strength than yours.
have you seen them elevators video where like the woman's like beating the shit out of the man?
I've personally beat the shit out of a man. So I don't know what the fuck
I'm about to do one.
Exceptions to the rule
Okay.
that are not even
And
that
I'm talking about
close.
he was trying to.
Yo,
like-
guys, do you understand that exceptions do not make the rule?
Exactly.
And just because you
One
might
or
have beat
two-
up a guy one time does not necessarily
So what
mean that
makes
you
the
can beat
rule?
up men.
Right,
You?
that is a phrase that
The
can
general
be
rule
used.
is the majority.
Yeah,
I'm
majority
fucked
of
up
men
a
will
six
fuck you
foot
up.
man.
It's just true.
The majority. It's
That's
numbers.
real here.
Okay, yeah,
Facts.
You
sure.
can have mace, pepper spray, or
Majority.
something on you because you know niggas will do some
Nope.
shit
Not
to you.
because
I ain't got
You are
none.
masculine. You are a man. I am more feminine. I am delicate. That is without a doubt.
without a doubt.
But in
That
some
doesn't-
instances, we got these big, giant, tall Swiss ladies that'll knock out the little Mexican dudes. Okay,
See, you
put a
say-
little Mexican dude next to a Swiss model
A
with
Russian
big.
So,
woman.
wait. So,
A fembot
hold on,
or
hold on.
whatever.
But pause. So, but you're naming the extreme though. You know what I'm saying? We're saying let's work by numbers here, and you're going way to the extreme.
Hey, it's in the same vicinity.
Men are men, women are women. It's not extreme or what's lower. It's what it is.
We
No,
lost the Eon Fresh because of all the craziness going on.
It's
right
already
now.
happening though. So what are you
Bro.
gonna do?
Oh,
Fight
I
about
mean,
that?
that's
The
fine.
limits?
No, because you guys are literally trying
Push
to
it
like
to the limit.
rewrite biology, and it's like I'm frustrated because it's like
I don't know.
literally I'm telling you, you're proving my point because you're like, well, men compete with women now. You guys do realize that in the NBA, like it doesn't say women can't compete, right? It's just that they made a WNBA because the women can't compete. That's the difference.
So you speaking from a science point of view?
Or a fact point of view, because has any woman ever tried to be
You
an
need to take a
NBA?
break real fast.
Have they
Yeah.
ever
Go
Go
tried?
ahead. Go ahead.
Did we
Let's
just
put
play
some-
the intro?
Aaron.
So
Hurry up, let's go.
I think at this point,
I could hoop.
we're clear that we're gonna disagree here because obviously you have your feelings involved into it, your ego maybe.
No, it's
there's
what we
no
understand.
feelings.
But these are
I
facts, though.
understand
These are
what's
facts.
There's
going
no
on.
feelings, but what I don't understand is like I think that we all agree that physically a man is stronger, right?
So what's the argument here?
But the argument
That
is
we
that
can
I
still
don't see
beat
the
men.
connection between.
so-
no,
Wait, no,
listen.
first,
The
no,
argument
That
is
I
that
can
I
survive.
don't see how a man being physically stronger
I will survive.
means that we cannot live without a man. That's my thing.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
There's no correlation
There is,
between the
because
two.
protection.
No, we're in
Protection.
protection from
Wait,
what?
wait, wait, wait.
2021.
Ladies,
What are you
ladies,
talking
ladies.
about? That we
Okay,
need some
ladies.
He's
physical
saying
strength to
strip
protect
away
us.
Fresh, go ahead.
all these inventions that man made for you to survive. Strip away, go back to the wild. You would need men to survive.
Is
But
that true?
I don't mean that in the sense that, oh
But
my
that's-
God.
but that's what
if-
he's saying, though.
No,
A
no,
man
but
really
like I
made a
mean in
sample?
2021, a woman can live without a man with like the stricture,
All right,
like
pause. Wait,
structural
pause.
world that we're talking.
Sorry. What Myran saying is this: just in 2021, we haven't seen any proof that women can actually do this currently and can maintain this. Currently, you girls are actually surviving on the world that men built. So give it 20 years, 2042, and then we can talk. But you can't say, "Oh, it's been 1 year, guys, or we're in power." No, you have to show us through time that you women can actually survive 20 years without
There's
men.
no female civilization that stood the test of time. There's no matriarchy that stood the test of time. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. I'm losing brain cells to having it. What I've told you guys are facts. Men are physically superior to women. We have more bone density,
Yes,
more
that is a
strength,
fact.
more
We
lean
already
body
said
mass,
yes.
But y'all
No
agree.
one, no one
Not be
declined
smarter.
more
that
grip
statement.
strength, more grip strength, everything. So therefore, women cannot compete physically with men. This
Physically.
is why.
That's fine. I
But
agree.
not in
But
general.
we can
See,
still
y'all agree.
survive without
Not
being
in general.
That
I
wasn't
agree with
main
the
point,
physical
but yeah.
aspect.
Look,
Ladies,
let me tell you something.
pause,
What
pause,
is
sorry,
the
sorry.
battle?
Was the physicality because survival is what? Physical.
Is
It
it?
is.
Is there people coming to you every day
No,
trying to
we're
go to war
saying
with
that
you?
it's mental
So we
as
didn't
well.
want
Did you
to
not,
protect us?
were you not
No.
listening before when I said, without the modern conventions that we have now,
Right.
okay?
Which are? Let's have some examples there, because like you're not being specific.
You know, right?
We just showed you.
Come on, you know if China decided
yeah.
To say fuck the U.S.
Oh,
and
but-
all the men left, you're fucked.
But the man made
You know
the
that, right?
bomb so that you guys win now, because you guys made the
Vamos a
bomb
hacer-
that killed
So, no,
China, whatever you
He's
guys
saying,
are trying to say. Like,
no matter what happens to you, right?
Right.
Without the protection of men, you'll be in trouble.
how
Now,
so? Give me an example,
We,
dude.
we
Bro,
did.
I've been
We-
living
we-
this long
Bro.
without a fucking man, so I don't know how you're telling me that.
Because you're living
with the
with the
invention.
protection.
The electricity.
What, like you
the
guys?
power.
Oh,
the infrastructure.
Like you're getting down to
the
the
buildings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything.
about it?
The
The
chair you're
modern
in.
conventions.
All the
Okay.
modern conventions that
Okay,
women
then,
enjoy.
yeah. If
That
Okay.
you're
they
talking
say
about electricity and fucking air that I breathe, then sure.
No,
You got
no,
that.
you
well,
weren't.
You got
air
that.
is not man-made, but that's